coming back from the injury, there have been kind of repeated updates, and I know you spent about a month in St. Louis. I just wonder now that the sun is out and you're actually on like a dirt mound, even though it's home to you, how you feel and what's kind of a reasonable expectation for you this year, innings, starts wise, given how little everybody pitched last year.
I don't know what a reasonable tally innings wise would be. I just know that I want to be healthy the whole season and pitch well, and however many innings that gets me, that's how many I'd like to throw. And I feel good right now. My bullpen felt really good today. Ball came out of my hand nice. Not too much effort. It was coming out pretty clean. Good life, good movement. And I'm just taking it day to day. See how I feel tomorrow, but it's feels a lot better than it did this time last year. And going forward, I think it's just learning to listen to it and how it feels, not trying to overdo it too early in camp. Make sure it stays feeling good throughout.
How much are starters who have established themselves like you how much might they have to rethink how they define sort of a good season? With guys coming up limited innings, obviously wins are important, quality starts are important, but getting there might take some creativity. Do you have to be a little bit flexible from what you usually look for?
That's a good question. With how stats are evolving and what they're looking for. Obviously, I think guys who eat up innings will always hold some value. The deeper you can get your team into a game, the better you can help a team utilize your bullpen. You're also seeing a lot of guys, and teams kind of utilize that five and dive approach sometimes, and that's been successful. We've seen it be successful, and we've seen it backfire, taking pitchers out early who are doing well, and then kind of leaving it up to the bullpen. So it depends on a lot of different things, and I think defining a good season for a starting pitcher might mean looking at new stats. But I think wins are always important. I think ERA and some of those other older metrics can always paint a good picture, because there are different ways to get to those good numbers. There's more than one way to finish the year with under a 3 ERA. That could mean a lot of ground balls and a lot of double plays, or it could mean a lot of strikeouts and a lot of walks, or a combination of all those things. So finding a good metric that can encompass that, and I guess it depends on what a particular team or panel of judges is looking at as far as what they value.
Great. Zach Silver, MLB.com.
Hey, Miles. I guess just to catch up to speed, are you managing pain right now, or do you feel pretty much, obviously you need the normal ramp up, but if there was a game coming up soon, you might be able to pitch at least, a somewhat normal start. Are you managing pain? Are you pretty much fully feel okay for the most part?
I feel really good. I feel really good on days when I throw, and I expect to be a little sore tomorrow as my arm begins to readjust to the workload on it. I would equate it to, some normal spring training soreness. Guys come into spring training, they ramp it up for the first time, depending on how their off-season bullpens have been going. And as I go forward, I don't believe it's pain management. I just think it's learning to, I threw a bullpen today. I plan to be a little sore tomorrow. I'll probably take it easy. And then after that one day of soreness, I expect to be fine. And then, go about my spring training days pretty normal, and then, get ready for my next bullpen.
Is there anything you've had to do differently just recovering from this injury? Is there, you're taking your off days differently the day after, besides expecting to be sore, are you treating yourself any differently than you have in the past?
I try to treat myself, as I get older and as I evolve and understand my body and understand the game. I think my routine changes a little bit. I think I maybe pay a little more attention to getting loose and getting it warm and getting stretched out before I go out there and, let that first one fly. When I was younger, I could roll out of bed, run out there and play long toss without stretching or doing anything. That's the joy of being youthful. As I get older, it's a little more preparation. Make sure I get to the field on time, get a good breakfast, foam roll, stretch, see the trainers, get it loose, get it hot, get it shaken, and then go let it go. I can't just, I'm no spring chicken. I can't just roll out of bed and let it fly anymore.
Thanks.
Any more questions for Miles? Derek Gold.
Miles, just wanted to get your opinion while we have you of the depth of this pitching staff as you look around, and how much you watched from afar last season as they tried to manage their way through the doubleheaders and had to rely on some young guys that maybe even didn't get that long of a look in a spring training.
One of the things that drew me to the Cardinals in the first place when I came back from Japan was their depth. A lot of guys to challenge and push each other is always something that's appealing to me. And seeing some of the young guys step up last year, with all the, with some of the injuries and some of the weird doubleheaders and circumstances, it's promising to see those guys, to know that whatever happens during the season, if we have guys go down or we need guys to come up to fill spots in doubleheaders, that we have so much talent ready to just jump in and take control. So it's nice and it's exciting, and it gives me a lot of hope for the future of the team and the organization.
And any of the young guys stand out to you as you're watching them or as you've gotten to know them?
The first guy that I got a good look at, I played catch with him a few times down here, Oviedo. I thought he did a good job managing the game with his pitch counts. He throws strikes pretty well. I thought it was nice to see him do really well. Of the guys I hadn't seen, pitch before.
Zach Silver.
Hey, Miles, I'm wondering, what was it like for you in those few weeks, when all the Nolan rumors was swirling around, and then when it finally became, official, and then on the flip side, losing a guy like Austin, who I don't know your relationship with him, but, he provided some good looks last year. What is it like just losing a guy like him and obviously hoping he does well in Colorado?
I wish Gomber Bro the best of luck in Colorado. I thought he did a tremendous job stepping up to the plate last year. I know he's battled some injuries in the past, and he worked hard to be healthy and be in that situation. As far as the trade goes, I didn't know what happened until someone texted me. I don't sit around and watch the MLB trade rumors. I got 3 kids. So I'm busy with kids. I was out on the boat at the sandbar, fishing, having fun. We got a great front office, and they did their thing and put together a great team. But I wasn't, I'm not hanging around a computer all day and ESPN on in the background waiting for moves to be made. I just I hear about them when they happen.
Brian Walton, the Cardinal Nation.
Miles, do you do any work in the off season in terms of getting ready to bat? And have you thought about this potentially being the last season that you'll be able to do that?
I took some swings here and there, as my rehabilitation process allowed it, and I'm excited to take some swings as spring goes on. And if this is the last year hitting, then it's the last year hitting. I think the union and MLB, will do a good job. I'd like to see maybe some kind of creative solution to it, to keep some of the neatness, I'd call it the neatness and strategy involved in baseball. I know it's been talked about before, and it's not my idea. I've only reiterated it. But the idea that you lose your DH after your starting pitcher, I think is neat, because then your manager still has to play chess, and it's not a battle of the bulge. It's not tanks firing back and forth at each other. It's still a little bit of a chess game. So I think that would be interesting to see something come of that. I don't know if that'll happen or not, if they want to make it so creative to just full on get rid of it. But I think it'd be nice to see some type of hybrid situation. The union might also like that to deter the openers. I know they don't love that. I know a lot of traditional starting pitchers in baseball, people don't love the opener. I'm not a tremendous fan of it. I think it has its merits. It's an interesting way to use the statistical advantages of modern day baseball to the advantage of the team. But I'd like to see a little more half traditional, half creative approach to the situation.